They found me screaming in room 237, clawing at walls that weren't there anymore. I'm standing outside Waverly Hills Sanatorium right now, and I need to tell you what happened to me here 3 nights ago, because after tonight, I'm never coming back. This place was built in 1910 as a tuberculosis hospital. Back then, TB was called the White Plague. It killed 1 in 7 people. They sent the infected here to die slowly away from society. The caves beneath this building were supposed to have healing properties. They were wrong. At its peak, this hospital saw nearly 500 deaths a year. But that's the official number, the one they wanted people to know. The real count was much, much higher. I came here as a skeptic. I'm a documentary filmmaker, and I'd spent 2 years researching abandoned hospitals across America. I'd seen it all, or so I thought. Waverly was supposed to be my final location, the crown jewel of my film. The first night was standard. Cold spots, strange sounds that were probably just the building settling. My equipment picked up some EVP readings, but nothing conclusive. I was actually disappointed. The second night, I decided to stay in the most active area, the 4th floor, where the tuberculosis patients spent their final days. Room 237 specifically. According to records, this room had the highest mortality rate in the entire facility. 43 documented deaths in just 2 years. I set up my sleeping bag around midnight. My infrared cameras were recording from every angle. I had motion sensors, EMF detectors, the works. I was determined to either prove or disprove this place once and for all. At 2:47 a.m., I woke up to someone breathing next to me. Not heavy breathing, shallow, wet breathing. The kind that comes from lungs filled with fluid. I turned on my flashlight, and the room was empty. But the breathing continued. Then I heard it. A voice, barely a whisper. "She's still here." I asked who was still here. The temperature dropped so fast I could see my breath turn to ice in the air. And that's when my cameras started showing something I still can't explain. On every single screen, every angle of the room, there was a woman standing in the corner. Tall, thin, wearing what looked like a hospital gown. But here's the thing that made my blood freeze. I couldn't see her with my own eyes. She was only visible through the cameras. She started moving closer. On screen, I watched her approach my sleeping bag step by step. But in person, I saw nothing. The woman on my camera had no face because someone had surgically removed it. I grabbed my equipment and ran. Didn't pack, didn't think, just ran down 4 flights of stairs in complete darkness. But when I reached the ground floor, I realized I'd left my external hard drive behind. 3 years of footage. I had to go back. When I reached room 237, my hard drive was sitting in the center of the floor, exactly where that woman had been standing on camera. But now there was something else. A file folder, yellow-aged, falling apart. The tab read, Patient 237 Classified. Inside were medical documents from 1926, but these weren't TB treatment records. These were surgical logs. Experimental procedures authorized by Dr. Edmund Grayson, the hospital's chief physician. Dr. Grayson wasn't treating tuberculosis. He was using TB patients as test subjects for cosmetic surgery experiments, face transplants, bone restructuring. He believed he could perfect the human form. The patients never consented. Most never survived. Patient 237 was Elizabeth Morrow, 23 years old. Dr. Grayson performed 17 facial surgeries on her over 9 months, each one removing more of her original features. The final log entry dated November 3rd, 1926. Subject expired during procedure. Facial structure completely removed. Body disposed of via death tunnel. The death tunnel, a 500-foot underground passage they built to secretly transport bodies. They removed over 8,000 corpses through that tunnel. But Elizabeth was never in those records, never officially counted among the dead. I heard that wet breathing again. Behind me, I turned and she was there. Not on camera this time, actually there. Where her face should have been was just smooth, scarred tissue. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. But somehow, she was still breathing. She raised one skeletal hand and pointed down, toward the basement, toward the death tunnel. She wasn't haunting this place out of anger. She was trapped here because no one had ever acknowledged she existed. No burial, no death certificate, just erased from history. I found more files in the administrator's office, hundreds of them, all classified, all detailing unauthorized experiments on TB patients between 1924 and 1928. Dr. Grayson had used the isolation of the sanatorium to conduct surgical experiments that would have been illegal anywhere else. The official records say Waverly Hills closed in 1961 due to advances in tuberculosis treatment. The truth is darker. The building closed because someone finally discovered what had happened in the surgical wing. By then, Dr. Grayson was dead, and the evidence had been buried. I left that folder with local police 3 days ago. They're investigating. They're talking about excavating beneath the building, finding the bodies that were never counted. Last night, I reviewed my footage from room 237 just before I ran. My camera captured Elizabeth one last time. She wasn't pointing down anymore. She was pointing at the camera, at me, like she was saying thank you. Some places are haunted because evil happened there, but some places are haunted because good people were forgotten there. Waverly Hills is both. Thanks for watching Whisper of Dark. If this story sent chills down your spine, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We explore the darkest mysteries, unsolved crimes, and terrifying tales every week.